prison camp. In the final days of the war, a young Japanese soldier does something no one expects. He cuts the heavy iron chains off a row of American prisoners and sets them free, then waves up at the guards in the watchtower, signaling them to hold their fire. But then his eyes catch something strange. Two eyes, staring up at him from the bottom of a well. He moves closer and realizes there's a man chained down there in the dark. Without wasting a second, he cuts the chain, lifts the lid, and tells the man to climb out and run. But the man just shakes his head. Out there, he says, is far more dangerous than staying down in this well. And then the moment turns. A group of senior officers calls the young soldier forward, expecting him to take his own life. One by one, he watches the men around him fall, and his hands begin to shake. He's still frozen, still deciding what to do, when the sky tears open. An atomic bomb hits the ground. A massive cloud of fire and smoke roars up into the air. The soldier raises his blade to end his own life, but in that instant, the man from the well grabs him and drags him back toward the deep shaft. The soldier drops safely inside. The other man isn't so lucky. The blast throws him off his feet, but he twists back, slams the heavy lid over the well, and shields the soldier with his own body. Outside, the heat climbs to thousands of degrees, and the man takes all of it. When the fire finally dies and everything goes quiet, the man above him has been burned down to ash, the smell of scorched flesh hanging in the air. And then comes the part that drains the color from the soldier's face. Picture it, a body burned down to nothing but ash, slowly pulling itself back into a living, breathing man. The soldier panics and tries to run, but Wolverine stops him. Wolverine now lives completely alone, deep in the forests, with only a bear for company. Then, one rainy night, gunshots echo through the trees. Wolverine steps out into the downpour and finds the bear, the one companion he's had for years, shot down and left to suffer. He looks at the animal writhing on the ground, slides out his steel claws, and ends his old friend's pain in a single, merciful strike. Then he follows the hunter's scent straight to a bar, where the man is still bragging about how the bear supposedly attacked him. Wolverine walks right up to him, lifts his arm, and drives a blade. He pours alcohol over the wound to clean it, and the hunter screams in agony. Furious, the hunter grabs a bottle and smashes it over Wolverine's head. That sends Wolverine's temper through the roof. He's about to teach the man a lesson when someone stops him. A young woman tells him a piece of trash like this isn't worth getting his hands dirty over. Then she kicks the thug to the floor. When another man pulls a pistol, she's on him before he can even lift it, dropping him in the blink of an eye. After that quick little display, she puts her weapon away and leads Wolverine out with her. Her name is Yukio, and it turns out she was sent to find him. Her boss is the very same Japanese man whose life Wolverine saved all those years ago, a man named Yashida. The old man doesn't have much time left, and before he dies, he wants to see Wolverine one last time. So the two of them catch a flight to Tokyo, where they find old Yashida lying in a hospital bed beside his beautiful granddaughter, Mariko. Mariko doesn't want Wolverine meeting her grandfather looking so filthy, so Yukio, the red-haired woman, takes him away to clean up. Freshly washed and dressed, he's brought to Yashida's side.
The painting is from the...
The old man is stunned. Wolverine still looks young and strong, while Yashida himself has grown old and frail. To repay the debt of having his life saved, Yashida makes Wolverine an offer. He says he can free Wolverine from the curse of living forever by taking his healing power, the very thing that lets his wounds close on their own. Wolverine refuses on the spot. He says he only came to say goodbye to an old friend. When Wolverine won't budge, Yashida changes the subject. He asks one thing of him, that after his death, Wolverine protect Mariko, so she can inherit everything without any trouble. But what Wolverine doesn't realize is that this old friend has a very different plan for him. That night, Wolverine lies awake in bed, turning it all over in his mind. And then he feels someone beside him, his old girlfriend, Jean. The two of them start to kiss. But halfway through, something feels wrong. He realizes the woman beside him isn't Jean at all. She releases a poisonous gas straight into his mouth. What Wolverine doesn't know is that from this very moment, his healing power is gone. He throws the door open to chase the woman down, but that's when he learns the old man, Yashida, is dead. The next day, Wolverine attends Yashida's funeral, and there, his eyes land on a strange tattoo on a monk's hand. Something feels off, so he steps forward and grabs Mariko's hand, but Mariko shakes him off and tells him to leave. Then Wolverine notices something else, and the second he moves, someone shoots him. The crowd erupts into chaos. and that's when it finally hits him. His healing power is gone. Mariko away, Wolverine grits through the pain and slides out his steel claws. The thugs rush him. He takes a few of them down right there, and the rest split into two groups. But suddenly his head starts to spin, and the mob pins him to the ground and beats him. Then, in a matter of seconds, every last one of them vanishes. It turns out Mariko's former lover, Harada, has shown up and saved him. Wolverine grabs Mariko and they run, finally managing to board a bullet train. He slips into the bathroom to clean his wounds, but the moment he steps out, he runs straight into more thugs waiting at the door. Claws out, he starts hurling the smaller ones clean off the speeding train. But when only the last one is left and Wolverine moves to throw him off, he gets yanked toward the open door himself. He's about to slam into an iron pole when he flips and lands on the roof of the train. He digs his claws in to steady himself, spots the enemy in front of him, and launches at him in one long leap. With the pursuers handled, Mariko takes Wolverine to hide in a small village, and the two of them start living like ordinary people. Every night Mariko cooks dinner and waits for him to come home so they can eat together. Slowly, the two fall in love. And for a little while, life is good. But happiness never lasts long. One day, Wolverine wakes up to find Mariko gone. He rushes outside and sees men dragging her away by force. He leaps down from a tall building and chases after them, but someone shoots him. Pushing through the pain, he slams a thug in glasses so hard the man flies several meters back. But by then, the others have already shoved Mariko into a car. Right on cue, Yukio pulls up in her luxury car. Wolverine jumps in, and they tear off down the mountain after them. Meanwhile, two thugs have already delivered Mariko to her father. But the moment they step out of the room, a ninja dressed in black drops them both without a sound. Inside, Mariko's father is holding a knife to her, trying to frighten her. He wants her to sign full control of the family property over to him. What he doesn't know is that the man in black has already wiped out all of his men. By the time he realizes it, it's too late. He spins around and bolts, but the man in black has already laid a trap. Then he takes Mariko away with him, because this man in black was sent by Mariko's former lover, Harada, to rescue her. On the other side, Viper, the woman with the poison, reaches Shingen, and
sorry to interrupt, but
he recognizes her instantly as that same doctor. Viper picks up a pen, coats the tip with poison, and in one motion drives it into Shingen's neck. The poison spreads through his body in seconds. Moments later, he collapses and tumbles into the water. A while later, Wolverine and Yukio arrive to find the ground littered with bodies. There's a message left behind, daring him to come and save her. Wolverine knows full well it's a trap, but he can't just leave Mariko there to die. And then he spots the medical bed the old man once used. He lies down on it, presses the button, and runs a full body scan. The moment the images appear on the screen, the truth comes out. There's a strange parasite latched onto Wolverine's heart. He understands at once. This is the thing that's been killing his healing power. Without a second thought, he peels off his shirt and decides to cut the parasite out with his own hands. Gritting through unbearable pain, he tears open his chest and reaches inside. He's just about to grab it when someone bursts into the room. It's Shingen. The poison didn't kill him. Without a word, he comes at Wolverine to finish him. Yukio throws herself between them, leaping at Shingen, and the two break into a vicious fight. Meanwhile, Wolverine finally rips the parasite out, but the pain is so intense that he passes out on the spot. The good news is, the moment it's gone, his wound starts closing fast. Yukio stands guard over Wolverine with a knife, but the second she turns to lift him up, Shingen drives his knee into her stomach and comes at her with his sword, blow after blow. She loses her balance and crashes to the ground, and still he keeps swinging. She fights back, but the gap in strength is enormous. All she can do is keep dodging until his blows finally knock her out cold. Just as Shingen is about to land the final strike, Wolverine rises and blocks it. Then he kicks Shingen so hard he sends him flying meters away and chases him down. The fight turns brutal. Wolverine drives forward with everything he has, and Shingen is thrown spinning through the air. They go at each other relentlessly. Wolverine rakes him with his steel claws. His own face gets cut open, but it heals in the blink of an eye. Shingen thinks it's some kind of sorcery and swings again, certain this time will finish him. But it's Wolverine who finishes Shingen for good. Then he lifts Yukio up. Luckily, she isn't badly hurt. After that, Wolverine sets off for the address where Mariko is being held. And back at the base, As Yukio gathers up her weapons, she suddenly finds a blueprint of the Silver Samurai. On the other end, Harada has taken charge of keeping Mariko. To stop Wolverine, Viper has brewed a special poison that can slow him right down. But Harada is overconfident. He's convinced Wolverine can't touch a hair on his head. Still, Viper tells him to keep the poison on him, just in case. Soon enough, Wolverine rolls up to the compound on a motorcycle, where Harada is already waiting for him. The two trade a few insults, and then Wolverine attacks. But Harada lands a sudden, crushing blow to his chest that sends Wolverine flying meters back. Then Harada orders all of his men to attack at once. Black-clad ninjas come pouring out, and then Harada strikes from behind. Treacherously, he shoves Wolverine to the ground and drives a sword into him, but Wolverine's wound seals up instantly. Watching this, Harada is shaken to his core. The ninjas swarm Wolverine from every side. A bike comes flying in, rams him to the ground, and a huge net is thrown over him, tangling him up completely. From a distance, Yukio sees the whole thing. She's only just arrived. She runs to a snowplow truck and races after them. Wolverine manages to cut the bike away with his claws and climbs onto the moving truck. Together, they crush ninja after ninja as they push forward, but in the end, their truck is stopped dead in the middle of the road. Seeing the army of ninjas closing in from all directions, Wolverine tells Yukio to run. Then he clamps a cigar between his teeth, slides out his claws, and punches a hole straight into the truck's fuel tank. A massive explosion rips through everything, and the ninjas all around are turned to ash. Wolverine walks out of the fire like a hero, but the moment he clears one group, an entire wave of archers appears on the rooftops. Wolverine doesn't care. Even with arrows sinking into his body, he keeps charging forward like an animal, but there are too many enemies, and before long his movements slow to a crawl. Harada picks his moment and lights a set of poisoned arrows. The instant they hit, Wolverine's head starts to spin violently. Still, he digs deep and stays on his feet. Seeing this, Harada drives another arrow into him, and in the next moment, Wolverine loses every ounce of his strength and collapses, unconscious. A long while later, when Wolverine's eyes finally open, he finds that the ninjas have him tied down, and right beside him stands a massive silver samurai suit, an armored robot. He struggles to break free, but his hands are locked tight in the machines. Then the venomous Viper steps up to him.
Stand back. There's no...
and says the suit is made of adamantium, a metal that can't be cut. She also reveals that she's the one who planted that parasite inside his body. Viper provokes him on purpose. Wolverine roars and slides out his claws, but in the next instant, the machines clamp his hands down even harder. He realizes something terrible is coming, and what nobody has told him yet is exactly who's hidden inside that suit. The silver samurai beside him springs to life and starts moving toward him. It stops in front of Wolverine, draws its enormous samurai sword, holds it near his claws, and then lifts the blade, now blazing with fire, high into the air. And right at that suspenseful moment, Mariko makes a sudden entrance. The two of them get up and start running for the exit. Viper immediately gives chase, but Harada puts an arrow in her, and she falls from a great height. But she's not about to die so easily. She raises her hand, pulls the arrow out, and then peels the skin off her own face with her nails, shedding her entire hide like a snake until she's transformed into a bald, monstrous thing. The two of them haven't gotten far when the silver samurai leaps down from high above, landing right in front of them. Wolverine surges forward, grabs the silver samurai, and the two of them go tumbling far below. The moment they land, the fight starts up again. The silver samurai swings its heavy sword straight at him. Wolverine just barely blocks it in time with his claws, but he has no idea the robot is about to pull out another weapon. The silver samurai whirls its blade and, in a single stroke, severs Wolverine's claws clean off. The pain nearly kills him. When he sees the samurai winding up to strike again, Wolverine rolls along the ground to save himself. But before he can even get back on his feet, Viper appears and spits right in his face. She grabs a knife and strikes, sending Wolverine tumbling from a height once more. The poison blurs his vision until he can't see a thing. The silver samurai seizes the chance and attacks from behind, but its blade slams into a huge transformer by mistake. The entire base is instantly swallowed in darkness. Wolverine takes advantage of the moment, lunges forward, and gets the samurai's sword into his own hands. Meanwhile, Yukio has reached the base too. She draws her sword and starts attacking Viper, but Viper's reflexes are lightning fast. She grabs Yukio, yanks her in, knocks her weapon away, and slams her to the ground. On the other side, Wolverine has been cornered in the fight, and the samurai plants its heavy foot down on his hand. It's about to finish him off when Harada suddenly arrives. He looses an arrow that distracts the samurai, and Wolverine seizes the chance to grab the samurai's sword off the ground. Harada steps forward, catches the arrows, and tells the silver samurai to stop. But the silver samurai simply raises its hand, blasts him with a jolt, lifts him into the air, and hurls him away. And then something clicks in Wolverine's mind. He tries to grip the sword with both hands. In that instant, the samurai blade suddenly grows white hot. Wolverine smashes it down on the robot suit, straight into its head, and then he wraps his arms around the silver samurai and throws them both off the edge, into the pit below. Luckily, Wolverine catches the ledge on the way down, but just as he's about to pull himself up, the silver samurai grabs his arm. Then it drives its special drill into the stumps of Wolverine's severed claws and starts madly draining the healing power right out of his body. Because inside this iron suit is none other than the old Japanese man, Yoshida, who never died at all, and who now depends on this very suit to stay alive. He wants to drain Wolverine's power and become young again. As his strength is ripped away, Wolverine grows weak and writhes in pain. Meanwhile, the old man turns into a young man in a matter of moments. Then, out of nowhere, a knife comes slicing through the air. Mariko has arrived, and with a single throw, she ends the old man's life. Wolverine gathers his strength again. He rises, tears the iron suit apart, slides out his real bone claws, and drives them deep into the old man's body, before finally hurling him into a gorge thousands of feet deep. With all of it finally over, Wolverine can't stay on his feet a second longer. He drops to the ground and passes out. A few days later, once he's fully healed, he says goodbye to Mariko at the airport, boards his flight, and leaves the country for good. But when Wolverine steps off the plane, he sees something that stops him cold. A tray of coins is floating in the air, all on its own. The instant he senses something is wrong, he slides out his claws, but suddenly someone freezes him in place. He can't move an inch. The old man in the hat is none other than Magneto. Magneto tells him that humans are building a terrifying weapon, one that could wipe mutants, the people with powers, off the face of the earth. Wolverine still can't make sense of what's happening. Then everyone around them freezes like statues, as if someone hit pause. Professor X rolls up to Wolverine in his electric wheelchair. They've come to invite him to join their team, so that together they can stop the Sentinel program robots and head off the danger that's coming. And with that, Wolverine's story comes to an end.